We're live. I just wanted to come on here and do a quick update on the tropics. It is almost 4 o'clock, 9/23, 2025. So let me play an intro and I'm not going to be on here long, maybe 10, 15 minutes or so, but I just hope everybody's doing well. Let me play an intro and try to be right back. Hold on one second. Get the right one here. I should label these at some point in my life, but probably not going to happen. Do this one here. Here we go. Yeah, be right. Be right. Okay, so if you remember, hope everybody's doing well. By the way, uh, it is. I believe it's Tuesday today, through almost 4 o'clock. Last week we were looking at a tropical system that was coming off the coast of Africa, which eventually turned into Gabrielle. Gabrielle is going to become a fish story here. I don't like to say fish story because a lot of times there's shipping lanes and stuff like that that people got to watch out for. But I try to just cover landfalling stuff or stuff that's going to potentially be landfalling across the United States. So not to make light of the other storms. So we'll take a look at Gabrielle anyways. But there's a couple of systems that I think bear watching here. It is what's today? Today's the 23rd. So we're still kind of in the peak season, especially in the Atlantic, and it seems like it's starting to get a little bit more active. So we'll take a look at that. So first thing we'll do is we'll pull up a map here. So let's do this here. So these are here's Gabrielle here. Gabrielle is going to be basically, like I said, a fish story here. It's a pretty good storm, though. We'll take a look at it. This is the 25th advisory. It's a major hurricane. I think at this point it's 125 knots, 140 mile per hour winds. Pressure's down to 948 millibars. It's if you're plotting at home, it's located 32.4 north, 61 west. It'll move now way to the east. It'll be, like I said, a fish story, and then maybe become extra tropical by the time it gets to Europe. And it's moving normally at 13 miles per hour. That's pretty typical of tropical systems here. That's a normal speed. So we'll go click on this here. Swells generated by Gabrielle will continue to affect Bermuda and the east coast of the United States and North Carolina northward. That's something that you're gonna have to watch out here. But I don't think anybody up here is swimming in these oceans right now. It's way too freaking cold. Please consult. But if you are, be careful of the rip currents and stuff like that. But other than that, I can give you kind of this cone here. So it's that's the projected path of this thing here. It's being taken out to sea here by this trough that came down off the coast of the United States here, and it's pulling this way out into the open Atlantic, which is basically just a shipping hazard. You might get some good swells here because it's a major hurricane in Bermuda here, but other than that, This thing's going to zip along pretty quickly here. And then once it gets into the cooler waters here into the East Atlantic, it's just going to fizzle out here. Maybe become extra tropical by the time it hits, Hispaniola or places like that here. So anyways, we'll take a look at it though when we get to the uh, general map. But here's another system here. This might be another fish story here. This is probably going to be a tropical storm here pretty shortly, or at least a tropical depression here. So showers and thunderstorms, this activity associated with a tropical wave. About 1,000 miles east of the Lesser Antilles is showing signs of organization. Environmental conditions are forecast to become more favorable. Thursday, the depression is probably likely to form either Thursday or Friday. About an 80% chance in the next 7 days. So, 30% chance within the next 2 days. So, but this is the system right here that I'm kind of watching here. Let me scroll down a little bit here. This is another system here. This is the one that I watched come off the coast right after Gabrielle did. And it's going to reform in here at some point. And this one seems to have more of a chance. I don't want to say it's going to hit, but this one here definitely is something to keep an eye on here. And there's another system here into the Gulf here that I'm kind of watching too. But once we get to the map, we'll figure that out. So this one here, a tropical wave located about 100 miles east of the Leeward Islands, is producing concentrated but disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions appear marginally conducive for development over the next few days. So that's basically saying don't worry about anything in the next couple of days because it's basically over the tropical Atlantic. And even if it was something, it really wouldn't be doing much at this point. But by the latter part of the week, this system is expected to slow down and turn northwestward as a tropical depression could form later this week when the system is over the southwestern Atlantic Ocean or near the Bahamas. Regardless of development, gusty wind and heavy rainfall for all of these places, the Leeward Islands, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. So we'll take a look at the forecast track of these two here. But this is why I wanted to come on here. So there's a 50% chance in the next 7 days that this this system here gets a little bit better organized. So let's take a look at some images here. We'll go first to take a look at the whole Atlantic here. So this is basically a picture of this side of the globe. And you see Africa's way over here. I could probably intensify this. Whoops, that's a little too much. All right, so here's Africa here, United States here. There's Florida, there's the Gulf of America. This is South America here. And this is a well-defined system here. This is Gabrielle up here. You can see a well-formed eye. It's getting a little bit of shear to the north, but that's obvious. I mean, that's normal here because, like I say, you got upper level lows here. Here's this trough that kind of pulled this off to the east here. So here's I can probably zoom in here. That's Gabrielle right there. It's a really good system right now. I mean, look at that beautiful eye there, outflow here. This is a powerful system, but it's nowhere near land. I mean, except for maybe Bermuda here, but other than that, it's just impressive to look at, impressive to watch. Whoops, what did I do that for? Let's go back to this here. So this should put this thing in motion here fairly shortly. Okay, good. Okay, so here's Gabrielle here. You can see, can I put up, no, I can't. And I'll rock this here for a second here. All right. So here you see this trough that's taking this thing out to high ridge, there's high pressure here off New England coast here. So this is bringing in beautiful weather here, but that's going to change pretty quickly. We got some showers to the west of us here that's going to probably arrive Thursday, Friday or so here. But if you see these other two systems here, here's one here, and then there's the other one there. There's a upper level low here, it seems like. we'll get more information when we get to the water vapor here, but it seems like it's becoming a little bit more active here. Some of these westerly winds here that have been prevalent over the last few months here has kind of subsided a little bit. But you can see, you can see this. I'll put, hold on a second here. So this is the cloud top phases here. So this is giving us more of an indication of, the higher cloud tops, the layering of the clouds here. Here's a system in the Pacific here. Uh, so this storm here, this Gabrielle right there, this is a pretty good storm here, but it's a nothing burger here. It's heading this way here. But these two systems, this one looks really good today. Here's the Leeward Islands here. And you can see some flaring up here overnight. That's typical here. But this thing here, there's this, and I've been watching over in here too. According to the forecast, something is expected to kind of get itself together here and move kind of like this here. But we'll take a look at that in the forecast here. And then here's another little system here. It's kind of south, but let's zoom in here. We'll go to I can't get it visible. Let's do this same thing here. So I just zoomed in a little bit here to this specific part of the globe here. So here's your stuff over here, but there's a pretty good area of low pressure here. So anytime, it looks like it's low pressure anyways here. Look, anytime you have any of this stuff going on here in the Western Caribbean here, got to keep an eye on it here. But anyways, more significant is this system here and this system right here. This is the system that's probably going to curl around this high pressure here. But this system here seems to be on a different path here. So let's go to, oops, I didn't want to do the lower, but we're here now, so I'm going to stay here. All right, so here's the water vapor imagery here, and you can see Gabrielle's done a really good job of walling itself off from all of this drier air here. So this system here is, really tight, compact. This is a really good hurricane here. It almost looks a little like Aaron did a few weeks back. And here's this trough that's kind of pulling this thing out of here. There's a low pressure swirl here. But here are these other two systems here. And again, these things are doing a pretty good job of walling itself off from some of this, drier air around it. This one too here. So both of these systems here. And here's this other system down here that I've been kind of concentrating on the last couple of days here. This looks like a trough here. But anytime, I'm telling you, I'm going to have to watch this. Anytime you see this stuff here, here's your high pressure here, the low level swirl here. So both of these storms are going to have to kind of go around this. But let's go to, actually, I want to do one thing while I'm here, since I have a couple more things. Give me a couple seconds here. So here's some of the density of the lightning here. You can see some around the center here, or any type of circulation here. But here's this other system down here. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that there. Doesn't look like much now, but if it gets up in here to the Atlantic here, the jet stream here. Anyways, here's the other one here. Here's this one here. So we'll take a look at the forecast here, and then I'll get out of here. Didn't want to be here too long, but I did want to do. Actually, hold on a second. What was I just going to do? Oh, I wanted to go here because I can get there from here now. So here's Hurricane Gabrielle. This will give us a visual, I think, the visible imagery anyways here. Look at this beautiful thing here. This is, see, there's a little bit of sheer here to the north of this, but that system right there is beautiful. As of 11 p.m., center of Gabrielle is located at these coordinates here: 13 miles an hour, 948 millibars, about 40 miles an hour. So that's 140 miles per hour. This is a pretty good system here. I don't think it's going to get any stronger than that, but it doesn't have to. Uh, so let's go to maps here, and we can get there from here now. I figured out how to do that. No, maybe I didn't. So we can let's get out of this. Get back to this here. Uh, this is Tropical Storm Nadia. This is in the Eastern Pacific here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that too. Well, let's go here. We'll go to. I do want to get an ocean temperature here. So yeah, right in here, this is where all the warm water is here in the Atlantic right now, right in this area here. So that's why these systems here, they don't look all that great when they come off this warmer, area here of water here. This is when they're starting to really pick up speed, and this is where Gabrielle is in here. So, you got another day or so until Gabrielle starts to dissipate here and then go into oblivion. But right in here, this is perfect water here for tropical systems to really intensify, because this is 83, 84, 85 degrees maybe in here. When you get off the coast of Africa here, this is maybe 82 here. If it's more south than that, there's a pocket in here of 80, maybe 80 degrees in here. So, but in here, the jet stream, of course, you know, um, that's what you want to watch. You want to watch anything that's trying to get going here in this warm water. Once it gets into, here's the Leeward Islands here. So once it gets around here, you're dealing with a system that could intensify because of the warmer waters here. And Aaron just came through here, but Aaron really didn't do a lot as far as churning up these waters here. Neither did Gabrielle. So it's still fairly warm in here, and the Gulf of Mexico is still piping hot. I mean, it's uh, if anything tries to develop in here, it's going to have a hard time not forming uh, with the warmer water, anyways. All right, so let's go to the anomalies, see if we can see what's going on there. All right, here, see these anomalies. This is one above here. I mean, it's still really frigid off the coast here, but it's getting a little bit better here on the on the upper 10 north parallel here. So yeah, so this is it's ripe season here. Look at this, one above all the way over here. If you remember a couple weeks ago when we did this, it was kind of chilly in here, but it's still um, it's still pretty good here. So there's definitely room for improvement here if something wants to get better organized here. All right, so let's go to a forecast and then we'll get the hell out of here. So, and again, these are all guesstimates here because there's really no center of circulation on these other systems. But they're going to do the best they can with plotting and buoy reports and shipping reports. And so we'll go to the GFS first, see what's. Um, Next year, I'm hoping to get this magnified a little bit so people can see what's going on here better. So here's Gabrielle here. You can see these plots here. These are, major storm here, and then it starts to weaken here. Uh, but here's these other two systems here. And you can see there's nothing in here right now, but as the week goes on here, you're going to see something try to get involved here. And let's see here. Let's get the stop button going here. Okay, so here's this is Saturday, the 27th here. This is a 114-hour forecast here. So here's one, and here's the other one. This one here is probably going to do the same thing Gabrielle's doing, but this one here wants to get a little closer to the Caribbean islands here until it makes its way north here. And it's telling me that there's high pressure here somewhere. And that's so this is Sunday here. That's one more frame, I think. So here's, it looks like it's maybe a minimal tropical storm here at this point. So this is Sunday night here, and it starts to take a turn to the northwest here. And then more of a northeast turn here. And I think that's going to do it for their forecast. So the 30th 168-hour forecast here. That's it. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is the ensemble here. This is the 7-day ensemble here. So here's Gabrielle here. And this is Wednesday. Okay, so here's Friday. There's this other one here that's probably going to do the same thing that Gabrielle did here. And then here's the system that I'm looking at here. So this is Friday. And this is when you're starting to get the plot here. So this is Saturday night, actually. Right there. Of course, this could change. This is probably likely going to change a few times before we get there. So here's, we're now into Saturday night for sure. This system here, this trough here might be what saves everybody here. See this system that's coming basically in the Midwest right now is going to drop here. So we'll see. So this is Sunday. You see this wanting to take. So this is the consensus here. So that's here's that other system here right behind it technically. And there's another one coming off the coast on Sunday here. You see, this is going to have to be watched here. You have a lot of these systems that are trying to push it more northeast here. But like I said, this is too close for comfort right here. I'll have to keep an eye on it here. And it looks like it's going to start to strengthen once it gets into these waters here. Some of these are putting this at a tropical storm here. Maybe even a smaller hurricane here. And I think that's all we're going to get here Sunday. So you have some of these pushing this out, and this could happen. And it could definitely curve out west. I mean, out towards the east here. Uh, but some of these plots here have this trying to get up this coastline here. Uh, and this is Monday. So this is Tuesday, next Tuesday. And this is what we got here. Now I'll have to watch this. We'll have to monitor this here. And here's a couple more systems here by next Tuesday here. So it's active now. It's getting much more active, and hurricane season goes pretty much until early November here. So this is not a good sign here, but we'll monitor this one right here for you guys. And then I'll probably do another stream probably on what's today, Tuesday. Yeah, so I'll probably do another recording tomorrow morning when I get home to see if anything changes on that. But just wanted to come on here and give an update on the tropics, and I'm going to get out of here. So let me play my outro, and we'll get out of here for good tonight, this morning. It's just over there on Dee Dee's channel. She's doing a great job. And I'll see you guys. I wanted to let everybody know about the Dean and Dino Reacts. I did another reaction video on my Dean and Dino Reacts channel. I think I did Sly and the Family Stone, so feel free to go over there and check that out. But we'll be doing our normal Sunday morning, late Sunday and Saturday night live for the true crime stuff. And I'll try to get on here again tomorrow morning with another update on the tropics. So let's here. And I'll see you guys later.